Here's your market recap for Wednesday, May 14th. Looking at some of your stakeout sales from around the state in sale barns. Over at Windsor, 129 head of 599 pound heifers at $364, 83 head of 636 pound heifers at $350, 65 head of 706 pound heifers at $310. Down in Vienna at the South Central Regional Stockyard, 69 head of 475 pound steers at $447, 40 head of 607 pound steers at $392. Box beef cuts for this afternoon. Joyce closed at $349.36, down 74 cents. Select cuts at $335.85, up 138. That's based off of 129 total loads. 81 of choice, 25 of select, 9 loads of trimmings, 14 loads of grinds. That choice select spread at $13.51. Looking at the afternoon National Slaughter Cattle Review. So far on Wednesday, trade in the Southern Plains mostly inactive on moderate demand. In Nebraska and the Western Corn Belt, trade has been limited on moderate demand. The last market test in the Texas Panhandle was last week with live purchases 218 to 219. The last market test in Kansas was last week with live purchases 218 to 220. The last tested market in Nebraska, live 225 to 228 with dress mostly at 355. The last live market test in the Western Corn Belt was last week from 225 to 228, few dressed at 355. Missouri cash grain bids paid to producers, daily trends for Wednesday. Soybeans 5 higher, wheat 8 higher, corn 3 higher. Corn bids in St. Louis, 462, Kansas City 416 to 451. Soybeans in St. Louis 1089, Kansas City 1058 to 1103. Wheat bids in St. Louis 515 to 520, Kansas City at 505. Closing futures on the Chicago Board of Trade, corn contracts May 438.5 up 2.5, July 445.5 up 3 cents, and September 427.25 down a half penny. May soybeans down 1/4 cent at 1067, July up 5 1/4, 1077 3/4, August up 4 1/4 at 1074.5. Wheat contracts May 508 3/4 up 7 1/4, July 524 3/4 up 7 1/2, and September 539 up 7 1/4. On the Mercantile Exchange, live cattle, June 213.95 down 237, August 209.37 down 225, October 206.5 down 195. Feeder cattle contracts, May 299.57 down 325, August 301.97 down 402, September $300.97 down 407. Lean hogs uneven, May up 2 pennies at $91, June down 65 at 98.85, July down 75 at 102.45. Estimated daily livestock slaughter under federal inspection for Wednesday. Estimated cattle receipts at 119,000. That's steady with last week, 5,000 less than a year ago. The week today estimate 339,000. Estimated hog receipts for Wednesday, 486,000. That's 15,000 more than last week and 8,000 more than a year ago. The week today estimate 1,433,000. Wednesday's Missouri Stocker formula consists of 9,200 5 head with a weighted average weight of 537.70 pounds, price value of $394.12, 7 cents lower than Tuesday. That's your market recap for Wednesday with the Missouri Department of Agriculture. This is Caroline Carter.